think you're working on this live streaming, so thank you very much for making that happen.
Yeah.
And of course, Mr. Evans, thank you so very much, Ms. Neely from Youth and Sports, and making that connection. Father, thank you for opening us up to the word of prayer. Thank you for benedicting us in advance. I'd like to thank all of the members that are right on your boat, sir. Thank you so very much. I know it's good. I see, but I know it's good. And thank you so very much for your 2 cents, whatever you call it. Thank you. P.S. Thank you, Father. Yeah. Mr. Humes, Mr. Anthony Yates, Mr. Chairman, thank you. We appreciate everyone. Amen. Things didn't go quite the way, but I think it panned out quite well. Amen. I'm very, very happy. Shall we please stand?
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the nation's leader in Bimini for a naming and dedication ceremony. The Minister for Grand Bahama getting an update on the transformation and digitization of government services. And police investigating a shooting incident in Bimini. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, some good news for the island of Bimini as the new government complex was officially opened. It is a project that many Biminites have been anticipating for many years. Work commenced in July of 2015, but came to a halt due to unforeseen challenges. While today, the nation's leader, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, along with a delegation, traveling to that northern island for the naming and dedication of that new government complex. The building is expected to house a number of key agencies and was celebrated by those in attendance as they say this complex will bring about even more economic activity. Italia Hall has more.
The new government complex in Alistown, Bimini, has been named the George W. Weish Administrative Complex. Weish is a former member of Parliament for the island of Bimini and the Berry Islands. He was elected in 1982. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, introducing the nation's leader. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, reflecting on the history of the government project in Bimini. The Prime Minister says as tourism returns, he wants Bahamians to set big goals, just as George Weish and other parliamentarians did.
Pursue big ambitions that can potentially transform not just your own lives, but the lives of the people of Bimini and the Bahamas. Explore the opportunities in the blue, green, and orange economies, which are key elements of our new day platform. What can you do to create and develop sustainable businesses using our seas and land? How can you harness your creativity and ingenuity to become active participants in the creative economy? As both George Weish and Dr. Stoker demonstrated, success may not come overnight, but dreams can become reality.
The Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for national insurance, the Honorable Miles LaRota, providing more details on the government complex. The building is some 18,200 square feet. The total cost, inclusive of construction, consultants, and furniture, is $17.3 million.
The new complex will house the Island Administrative Office, the Post Office, Department of Immigration, Customs Department, Magistrates Court, the Ministry of Tourism, and the local NIB office. This office complex will facilitate the efficient delivery of government services, as it will serve as a one-stop shop for a number of services.
Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, the Honorable Obie Wilchcombe says Weish stood with him during his political career.
You have been a helping hand, sir. And today I am so happy. I am so delighted. I feel so great because when this thought came about many years ago, my colleague, Minister Fred Mitchell, my colleague, Minister at the time, Jerome Fitzgerald, we were all sitting in the place. And when we discussed this many years ago, I looked forward for this day.
The nation's leader declaring the George W. Weish Administrative Complex open. Former Member of Parliament George Weish noting that he's grateful and reflected on his time in politics.
It was a privilege, an honor to serve in Parliament. And for me, it was a privilege and it was an honor to serve with 4 governors general, including the president-government. And I served with 4 prime ministers, including the present one. So if you ask me what was your feat of accomplishment of being in Parliament, I would say I had the opportunity to rub shoulders with 4 governors general who served this country in the independent era and 4 prime ministers. They all were my personal friends.
Government officials were then taken on a tour of the complex. It's Halia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, meeting with the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Department of Transformation and Digitization. The minister getting an update on the digital process that will create a seamless online platform for all major government services. Shashina Rolf-Farquharson has more.
The team from the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Transformation and Digitization Unit paying a courtesy call to the Minister for Grand Bahama as well as the Minister of State for the Public Service to give an update on the MyGateway platform and e-services available. The Transformation and Digitization Initiative aims to make all major government services accessible through online platforms while enabling the ease of doing business. Legal specialist attached to the DTU, Damara Dillette, shares which services are now available.
So currently we have e-services that range from driver's license renewal, requesting certified copies of your birth, death, and marriage certificate. A new one that we've just brought on recently would be the vehicle inspection. So you have the opportunity to make an appointment and have a smooth, seamless process for renewing your vehicle registration. Additionally, we have some services associated with Ministry of Agriculture.
Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Economic Affairs with responsibility for the department, Elise Delancey, says that the team is also on a fact-finding mission.
We have come down to Grand Bahama to find out from you what you need us to do for you in terms of the placing services online that will benefit persons in Grand Bahama, and I'm going to be so bold to say, and the Northern Bahamas, because we have already put up MyGateway, which is the interoperability platform, and so we've come to hear what you would like us to do. Your minister is very excited about Grand Bahama, let me say that, and I say that unreservedly, so I am going to ask her, please, to tell you what she expects of us.
The Minister for Grand Bahama excited about the possibilities and the ease of accessing services online.
There's just so many things that we want to do because, of course, we're considering Grand Bahama the innovation capital of the Bahamas, and so many things are going to be birthed right here. They're also on a fact-finding mission because, of course, there are many stakeholders on the island, and we need to know what services are really required to ensure that it's included on the platform.
Minister of State for the Public Service, the Honorable Pierre Glover-Wool, says digitization is important to the New Day government.
We talk about an e-Bahamas revolution in our blueprint, and we talk about Digital 700, which, of course, the Minister of Grand Bahama spoke about it being piloted here, and the help desk that exists here for the Digital Transformation Unit. So making sure that we're on the ground, fact-finding, recruiting, making sure that persons in Grand Bahama are aware of what we're doing, and of course across the country through the My Gateway platform that we will expand throughout the service to ensure not only the public service, not only Grand Bahama, but the entire archipelago is included.
Now, for more information on the My Gateway and government e-services, you can contact the help desk right here in Freeport at 604-4357 or toll free at 300-5717. Shoshina Roll-Farquharson, ZNS Network News.
The island of Grand Bahama figuring prominently in the office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing in the nation's capital. In this report, the press secretary shares a number of key updates as it relates to this northern island. Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Clint Watson, leading the weekly press briefing in the nation's capital and giving reporters a number of updates. Now, one of those updates is good news for the island of Grand Bahama, as he shared that Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, met recently with principals of the Grand Bahama Shipyard for a project slated to begin in early 2022.
The Prime Minister met with principals of the Grand Bahama Shipyard Investment and Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruise Lines. Can you imagine all of them in one room? They're usually competitors, but on this venture, they're partners. They're all partnering in the expansion and investment of the Grand Bahama Shipyard, which is unique. The investment pegged at hundreds of millions of dollars. It's expected to begin soon, providing all approvals are in place. Once completed, hundreds of Bahamian businesses will benefit, as well as opportunities for direct employment with the shipyard. Now, following a detailed presentation by the shipyard on the expansion, both sides discussed critical matters that would impact the project. It's the beginning of many more discussions that will take place to facilitate the expansion. Prime Minister assured the group that the government will partner to ensure the process is smooth.
Now, recently, the Grand Bahama Power Company announced that it had applied to the Grand Bahama Port Authority, its regulator, to adjust base rates. Since then, a subcommittee has been formed by the government. Watson says members met this past Tuesday, and he offered this update.
The good thing about this is the subcommittee, outside of meeting, they've already met with the Port Authority to talk about this and reiterate the position. The government's position is it will not support a rate increase to any portion of the customer base at this time. All right. Now, we're waiting for the 45-day review period process that the power company is going through, and we will see what their outcome is. It is our hope that it stayed. The committee has been very clear and very vocal in talking to the Port Authority about its position, and our position remains just that. And so we'll wait and see what happens at the end of the 45-day period.
And when it comes to the much anticipated update on the Grand Lucayan Resort,
discussions have been happening regarding that. We are expected to make an announcement on that very soon. That's all I want to say on that. Very soon. There has been talks taking place, and the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Tourism, is expected to address this issue very soon with the outcome.
In news from the crime beats, police on the island of Bimini investigating a shooting incident that took place shortly after 9 a.m. this morning. Reports are that police at the Alice Town Police Station received a report of a shooting incident in the area of Baileytown. Upon the officers' arrival, the initial investigation revealed that 2 adult males were involved in a physical altercation, which resulted in one of the males being shot about the body. The victim was transported to the Bimini Government Clinic in serious condition and later airlifted to New Providence for further medical attention. This matter is under investigation. And stay with us. There's still more news to come right after this break.
Come on down. Now. Come on down. Now.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know We also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience island bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Alive brings to you the iPhone 12 64 gigs for $249 when you switch to Alive postpaid. Alive, believe in best.
Come on down to World's Wholesale on Queens Highway in the Bamboo East Complex, opposite Jaeger Funeral Home, where we sell the highest quality hurricane impact windows, doors, metal roofs, and hurricane shutters at the best prices you can find. Visit our store Monday to Friday from the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to see the quality of our products. Contact us today for a free estimate.
This and every Saturday, catch the blowout sale on items such as hardware, lawn and garden products, power tools, welding machines, and household items at Ruthnell Technical Institute. They're located in Hawksville next to Universal Household of Faith. Just phone them at 727-1274.
Attention, all building contractors and home owners. Connaught Bahamas, your competent home improvement store, now has in stock kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, porcelain tiles, vinyl and laminated flooring, PVC windows, and so much more. Visit any one of our 4 locations today: Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, or Eleuthera, where we are committed to offering excellent customer service. You dream it, we design it, we deliver it.
Plan to have your Thanksgiving lunch or dinner at Off the Deep Edge Restaurant, Suite number 19 Peel Street. Call 352-1664 or WhatsApp 807-3400 to book your table.
All About You Clothing has been around for 12 years, and we've catered to men, women, and children from head to toe. We carry it all. We try to have a little of everything to cater to everyone. We have polo shirts, we have short pants, we have slippers. Over here we have the ladies section. We have dresses, we have skirts, we have tops, here we have wigs, we have bags, we have accessories, we have underwear, the bras and panties matching, we have shoes. We have it all, a variety. Our motto is looking good at a budget. And so we always try to cater to people where you're at. You can contact us at 808-5383. Our store hours is 10 to 4, Monday to Thursday. Friday and Saturday, it's 10 to 5. We're located downtown, number 4, the old immigration building, right across from Flowerama.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Young Chef competition taking place a bit differently this year as judges critique the dishes virtually. Tonight, 2 young women from Grand Bahama are hoping that they will be named the winner of this year's competition. Jamila Mizik reports.
It is an opportunity for young aspiring chefs to showcase their talent. The annual Young Chef competition taking place among students across the country. Chief Judge Chef Gerald Roll says this year 2 students from Grand Bahama took part in the competition.
We had 1 student from last year who was competing to finish off the 28 competition. Due to COVID, we had to cancel. So she came back and to finish off her year. And then we have a 28-year student who competed for this year's competition. This year the competition is a little different. It's a virtual competition where we send out chefs to the family islands. Instead of bringing the students to New Providence for the finals, we send chefs over to be tasting judge to taste the students' dishes. And we have judge in the studios and also judging as well.
Young chef Donnae Gibson says she's pleased with her performance and plans to enter next year's competition.
Of course, the nerves kicked in at a certain point, but overall I did really well, I felt. I did a coconut tart with a meringue, a fiberglass curd topped with fresh fruits, For my rice dish, I did a pumpkin rice ball filled with a steamed mutton topped with a mango salsa and a cilantro aioli. I had about 3 weeks of preparation. For that time, I feel like I did really, really well.
Young chef Renaya White says she hopes that her Bahamian-inspired waffle and seafood dish was enough to secure her a win in this year's competition.
I feel like I did well for a beginner, honestly, because if you said a compliment, like I look like a professional, so that's good inspiration for me to do more and be more. I wanted to test my abilities, honestly, because like I wanted to push myself to see if I'm compared to any other person.
Chef Roll explains the opportunities for the winners.
The students who win the competition get an opportunity to go to a boot camp at Johnson & Wales, and they also get an opportunity to get a full scholarship at Johnson & Wales if they're successful in winning the competition. This year is a little different because of COVID, because one of Johnson & Wales campuses in North Miami has closed because of COVID, but we still have a lot of prizes for those students, cash prizes and opportunities with equipments and utensils for this year. But next year, for the 30th year anniversary, we will be having some colleges come on board, hopefully Monroe College and also Johnson & Wales College, who will be offering scholarship to some of the students.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
The shocking news regarding the death of 4-year-old Bella Walker sparked concern across the country. Communities pulled together to cry out for justice on behalf of the little girl. And now Bahamian artists are letting their voices be heard. A young man is using his talent to raise awareness about child abuse through a song titled Justice for Bella. Rumiko Knowles reports.
For a grown man to actually abuse or hurt a child is demonic to me.
The voice of Bella, stand alone in this cold room. I know that he would be.
The lyrics send a cool chill through the body as soon as it's heard. The song paints a vivid picture of what child abuse victims are confronted with. Sadly, it even depicts what little Bella may have experienced. That is the reason Mark Seymour says he wrote the song.
You know, it was sad, devastating to hear what happened to that little girl. And I have a 5-year-old daughter, and I felt that if it was me in that situation, and I decided to write that song from my heart, because just hearing what happened was really devastating.
I can't take it no more. Oh, why, oh, why,
The song went viral on Facebook. Within days, it received over 11,000 views and over 1,000 shares.
I wasn't expecting to get that much views, but it is what it is. The truth shall set you free.
Not realizing its impact, Seymour says after hearing it a few times, he became emotional.
Like, I was vividly thinking how Bella probably would have been feeling. Like, no one could hear her scream, no one could hear her cry because she's such a little girl. And to hear that her ribs and stuff was fractured, and wow, but man, it just was devastating, man.
And now, the cry is not only justice for Bella, but for every child that is a victim of child abuse.
Bella incident wasn't just for Bella. It was for other people who was going through to actually speak up and come out now.
Seymour has this message for persons who are perpetrators of such immoral acts.
God don't sleep, and he's surely a merciful God, but through these trying times, we have to be cordial. I want to encourage people to not put your hands on people's children and not try to hurt the little ones, because they cannot even defend for themselves. And I just want people to be encouraged, and people who are going through it, this is the time to speak up. This is the time to say how you feel. Let people know,
If you are or know someone that is a victim of child abuse, speak up. Rumiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
And now we turn to this evening's sports package with our Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. It's expected to be a busy weekend for sports on Grand Bahama. In fact, archery is back, and a tournament is scheduled to take place this weekend. This Sunday, November 21st, will be the first archery tournament held on Grand Bahama in almost 2 years. However, this tournament will have a twist to it.
Due to COVID situations, the host decided to do it online, and also will be the first online tournament in the Bahamas. Around the world, many online tournaments have been conducted.
Tournament director Efrain Alonso explains exactly how it works.
Scoring, judging, pictures will be taken from the targets and then submitted, and then the winner will be elected.
Over 37 participants is expected to compete.
In this event, we have in all different ages, from the youngest from 9 and the eldest 68, I think. It's a good example that a sport that could be practiced on any age, really.
From archery to women's basketball on the college scene, Grand Bahamian Yolette Matthew McQueen enters her 4th year as head coach of the Ole Miss women's basketball team in Oxford, Mississippi. On the year, the Lady Rebels are 2-1 with their most recent victory coming against Lamar University at home. Up next for the Rebels is another non-conference matchup on Friday against Louisiana Tech. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Are you ready to step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Hey guys, welcome to Health Bites. We're doing it a little different this week. I'm going to tell you about a white powder. It's been helping me get through tough workout days. Don't worry, it's not what it looks like. It's creatine monohydrate. They can help change your whole workout experience. Check it out. Come in a little closer, let me tell you about the white powder. Now, creatine is already in our bodies. So it's not a foreign substance that you're taking. It's one of the most studied supplements out there. So it's been proven to be healthy and effective. It's a lot of myths around creatine. I'm going to cover first. First of all, it doesn't cause hair loss. It's not going to damage your liver or kidneys. It's not going to shrink your testicles. So have no fear. Creatine is perfectly safe and effective, as it's been proven. Now, some of the benefits are that it's going to help you with your strength and muscle building. So if you're in the gym, you're trying to build muscle, you need something to put you over the edge. Creatine is one of those supplements that you, as a must-have for your muscle building regimen. Another benefit of creatine is it also helps with fat loss. Most people don't know that, but creatine can also help you lose up to 2% of body fat while you're on it. Third benefit is that creatine helps with your mental cognition. So it also helps your brain function. So it'll help build muscle, burn fat, and make you smarter. Why would you want to take it? So here it is, Creatine Monohydrate. We have it available here at the Fitness Connection. Come in and check it out. It comes in pill and powder form. Do not snort it. That was just for the video. But come in and get yours.
Alive brings to you the iPhone 12 64 gigs for $249 when you switch to Alive postpaid. Alive, believe in best.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Dorothy Lightborn, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you so much for your support. And we'd also like to wish a very special happy birthday to our very own cameraman extraordinaire, Gershon Swain, who's celebrating today. That's going to do it for us here in the North, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a wonderful evening.
Bahamas Tonight, the national report of former parliamentarian honored. Millions in savings to be returned to the public treasury. The fiscal strategy report delayed. And a leading clergyman calls for empathy for Haiti. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. It's always great to have you join us. The road to its completion, a long one, but after stops and starts, Bimini finally has a new government complex, and one bearing the name of a prominent Bahamian and outstanding son of Bimini. Leading a ministerial delegation to that island for the ceremony, the Prime Minister.
In Alistown, Bimini sits an 18,200 square feet structure, which 5 years after its initial start was officially opened on Thursday. The name etched in stone across the entrance, that of former Member of Parliament and community leader George W. Weish. On his first visit back to the family island following his victory at the polls 2 months ago was Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis.
The dedication and opening of this new government administration complex is much more than just a celebration of a building. It is the fulfillment of a dream that was seeded by the person whom the building will be named after. It is, as I said, the physical manifestation of a democratic ideal that citizens and residents should have access not just to their representative and the formal branches of the government, but also to the essential services which are necessary to do business, keep good order, and provide day-to-day support.
Now, factor in the cost of consultants, construction, and furniture. The final price tag of the complex stands at $17.3 million, according to National Insurance Minister, the Honourable Miles LaRota.
The new complex will house the Island Administrative Office, the Post Office, Department of Immigration, Customs Department, Magistrates Court, the Ministry of Tourism, and the local NIB office. This office complex will facilitate the efficient delivery of government services, as it will serve as a one-stop shop for a number of services. I have every confidence that the occupants of and visitors to this complex will ensure that it is kept clean and properly maintained.
An overjoyed and excited Obi Welshcombe, the Member of Parliament for West End and Bimini, called the moment a grand slam in honor of a man who has told him right from wrong, who scolded him, but who has never left his side.
This complex here today is representative and a symbolic show of progress. It is to show that we have made tremendous strides. It is to represent the moderniety of this community. It is also to show the greatness of this community. Prime Minister, no island in this country per capita has some of the greatest people than this island.
Honoree George Rees served as the Member of Parliament for Bimini and the Berry Islands. Well, while that ceremony was taking place, Bimini police were alerted to a shooting incident in Bailey Town. The incident unfolding shortly after 9 a.m. when police say two men were involved in a physical altercation that led to one of the men being shot about the body. The victim was initially taken to the Bimini Clinic in serious condition and has since been brought here to the capital for further medical attention. Well, a delay in this year's fiscal strategy report and midterm debt management strategy making its way to Parliament. By law, this should take place the third Wednesday in November. However, Parliament's not set to resume until November 29th. The fiscal strategy report will include revenue estimates, aggregate expenditures, the fiscal balance for the overall budget, a summary of the sources of budget financing, and the level of debt by external and domestic source and total. The estimates are to be provided for the two most recent fiscal years, the current and 3 years forward. Debate on the 2021-2022 supplementary budget is scheduled to begin when Parliament resumes. Consequently, then, the revised estimates of revenue and expenditure, the baseline for the fiscal strategy report, have not been legitimized by Parliament. Now, the Davis administration doesn't believe in the requirement that critical fiscal data be first presented to Parliament before release to the public. The aim, then, is to change this as soon as possible. Well, as the government continues to assess the operations of various ministries and departments, there's a way to cut costs and return to the Treasury savings amounting to some $5 million. That's money spent renting spaces to house various agencies. Here's Minister of State for the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, on how they propose to make this happen.
We are looking to disengage a number of buildings that we have in inventory that are unoccupied and leases are being paid. That was an immediate exercise, and that encapsulated about $4 or $5 million that we are looking to disengage. Again, I won't be personally visiting in some instances, but we do have a unit that's capable and competent that has an inspection officer that is currently going and reviewing buildings across the country, and that isn't Nassau-centric, to analyze our buildings, the needs. And in some instances, we have persons, civil servants that are employed, that are working in buildings that are not occupiable and should not be occupied by persons expecting to do a good job at work, buildings that are in disrepair, in instances where there are leases that may have expired and we need to make a determination. So all of that is being covered in our accommodations audit.
Well, still to come, social services officials assess the inner city and a new television program added to ZNS's programming lineup. We'll be back right after this. To the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Time
here.
To everybody whether far or near.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas round here.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Bring home BTC Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle for only $99.99 with 157 channels and 150 megabits of speed per second, and your home will be blazing all year long. This Christmas, make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas. Move to the rhythm of BTC.
KFC Saucy Wings gives you the choice. A precisely calculated chicken to sauce ratio for that perfect wing experience. Or a totally wild, completely coated sauce adventure that transcends traditional flavor boundaries. Whatever your choice, get sauced with KFC Saucy Wings with the perfect amount of flavor. Saucy Wings at KFC Nassau. So good.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
2 New Providence women now counted among those who have succumbed to COVID-19. Health officials confirming that the 58-year-old died on September 11th and the 86-year-old on October 8th. The 2 deaths putting the country's count to 671. Confirmed cases increasing by another 11 after 10 New Providence residents and an Abaconian tested positive for the virus. The total there, 22,640. Hospitalizations at 43, with 9 of the patients on the intensive care unit. Meantime, 9 people recovered from the virus on Wednesday. Well, as intense investigations continue into Monday's domestic attack on Key West Street, members of the Urban Renewal Commission, accompanied by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, did a walkabout in that area last evening to speak with residents. Leading the group, Minister of State for Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Rami.
It's important for us to come out in the community, speak with the neighbors, speak with the family, letting them know we're here, letting them know the services that we provide. And so, Urban Renewal, as we have initially said, pre-launched of the Urban Renewal Revolutionize, we promise the Bahamian people that we're going to go into the community and we're going to reach out to people, find out the needs of the people, and try to fulfill those needs in collaboration with the other government agencies. And one of them has to do with domestic violence. One of them have to do with the level of poverty in this country.
Urban Renewal's anger management consultant, Dr. Eric Fox, also offered up advice.
I experience violence is a form of communication, and a lot of the young men are not trained on how to communicate. The only thing they know is how to use obscene language, and there's only so much of that you can say before it escalates. And we know that a lot of time this stuff is brewing to the bottom with different issues that they don't know how to resolve. And then we find them talking to the wrong persons who just infuse this anger or maybe even drinking. So Urban Renewal, in short order, it will be launching counseling in all of their centers in Nassau, the 10 centers in Nassau, including the family, where we will be developing comprehensive program that deals directly with conflict resolution, anger management, domestic violence, so a person can come and learn how to resolve issues without violence, how to communicate, how to talk, how to express themselves without being violent.
The final contender for the Free National Movement's leadership, officially throwing his hat into the ring, Member of Parliament for Marco City, Michael Pintard, this morning submitted his nomination papers at the party's Mackey Street headquarters to vie for the party's top post. Pintard will face his parliamentary colleagues Iram Lewis and Kwesi Thompson come November 27th.
We intend to convene a national conclave for freedom fighters to address, first of all, we'll conduct a post-mortem on the election. What were the particular challenges we had or opportunities we missed? It's important to know that. Secondly, we intend to focus on a number of workshops, further fleshing out the plan of action for the organization. As you would be aware, we have a very comprehensive manifesto. There are some additional things I would like to see included and fleshed out, and it's important to receive a mandate from the national officers, and so in that conclave we'll address the way forward.
And here's why he's convinced he's the best man for the job.
It's important to have someone in the chair who understands the structure of the organization and what things need to be fixed, who understand and know Free National Movement supporters throughout the country, and able to rebuild or reignite the relationship that we had with them previously, and I intend to commit to doing that work. In addition, I think it's important to be fearless. What we are already seeing is bullying tactics by some members of this administration. And again, I find it difficult to believe that the leadership is aware that this is going on. And so we intend to engage with the leadership of the Progressive Liberal Party.
Bahamians and Turks Islanders called on to be tolerant and humane to Haitians and by extension all migrants, even when they break the law. Anglican Bishop Right Reverend Leish Boyd issuing that appeal during his charge on the opening night of the 118th session of Synod.
Mind you, do not get me wrong. The law must be respected and maintained, and no one should be allowed to break laws with impunity. However, and listen to this, the reality is that most of us have no idea of the conditions in Haiti and in other countries, and the suffering and the hopelessness that causes tens of thousands of people to risk their lives and the lives of their children to find a better life. My brothers and sisters, let's not be smug and condescending. We have no idea of these kinds of conditions. So let's uphold the law, but let's be humane and understanding.
Haiti's history is steeped in challenges and tragedies. More recently, the July 7th assassination of its president and its August 14th volcano. The Anglican bishop called for prayers for peace and stability on that island nation. Well, a new television show making its debut on the ZNS television network tonight. Get ready for Journey TV. The show transitioned from the web series to traditional television. Erlene Camille is the host and producer.
Every household across the nation has access to ZNS Bahamas. So we are really excited to finally partner with ZNS to bring this show that is about hope and healing across the nation. Journey TV actually was birthed out of a blog called Footprints Journey. My confidant and I decided that we were ready to tell our stories, our life stories. And then we welcomed guest writers to tell their stories. And that transitioned into us interviewing those guest writers on camera. And we decided to release Journey TV as a web series on YouTube. But that transitioned into it being aired nationally.
And here's what will be aired this season.
We have Sawyer Boy, who is actually talking about escaping COVID-19 and just that life-threatening experience. We also have Life Coach. We're actually opening our season with Life Coach life coach Shakisha Johnson, who is talking about her journey of discovering identity after enduring abuse and enduring rejection. We've had Miles Monroe Jr. on the show, who shared just his journey through grief and how he transitioned out of that, and how that pain, he grew out of that, and it pushed him even further into purpose. So we tell stories that everyday people are enduring. We've gone from mental illness to grief. It is always tied into how purpose emerges from our pain.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
As a professional graphic artist, I work from anywhere in the world. When I travel, I try to keep up with my paperwork and bills as much as possible, utilizing NIB's ESS, or Employee Self-Service Portal, to submit my monthly payment and to upload my contribution statement makes life easier. The portal is pretty easy to use too. I consider it to be user-friendly. It asks all the necessary questions to guide me through uploading my contribution statement, and I like that it calculates my payments. The NIB representative who showed me how to use the portal, she was patient, friendly, and knowledgeable. I used to fill out my contribution statement manually and visit an NIB office every month to make payments. But now the ESS portal allows for the entire process to be completed online in a time-efficient manner. Like, yay, thank you, that's done. You should sign up today at ess@nib-bahamas.com.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Having a policy with Bahama Health is more than just health insurance. It's about feeling good knowing that your health and wellness is covered. It's about the confidence you feel knowing that your card is accepted by over 50 pharmacies and 400 local doctors. It's about peace of mind, knowing that when you travel, you have comprehensive coverage and our overseas partner is just a phone call away. It's about the security you feel, knowing that you're an important part of the family.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
It's an occasion celebrated with activities all November long, but next week will finally make it official. This as the Ministry of Social Services, in conjunction with non-governmental organizations for the disabled, partner to observe National Disability Awareness Week. The week, which coincides with internationally recognized Day of Persons with Disabilities, seeks to bring greater awareness of the challenges faced by those who are disabled and encourage their societal integration. The week kicks off on November 27th and will be observed until the 4th of December.
While the same theme selected by the international community is usually adopted, the Planning Committee selected its own theme this year, which is inclusion for all, denoting its strong desire to change the status quo and to advocate for change. The challenges persons with disabilities face are many, and as this ministry is responsible for advancing their cause, we do intend to do our part to bring about resolutions.
A big part of the activities is geared to making the events accessible to Family Islanders. Here's the project manager for Disabilities Awareness Week, Kendrick Roll.
And as the week continues, there will be a number of activities and events held virtually to involve the participation of residents with disabilities on the Family Islands. Highlights of the week include the Disability Awareness Walk and Motorcade, which will be held on Saturday, November the 27th at 9 a.m., starting and ending at the Stapleton School on Dolphin Drive. On Sunday, the 28th, we will have our recognition church service at Living Waters Kingdom Ministries.
Well, there's a pill on the market that's one of the many modern medications contributing to the decreasing cases of AIDS and HIV locally. Crystal Darling takes a closer look.
The medications we have now, provided that the patient take it, really is prolonging the life and reducing morbidity and mortality in persons living with AIDS in the Bahamas.
Clinical Medical Officer at the Department of Immunology and Infectious Diseases, Dr. Norad Morgan, says that new preventative HIV medications like the PrEP pill, which arrived locally in 2016, has aided in the fight against HIV in the Bahamas.
PrEP is a tablet you take once a day. Most people know it as Truvada, the brand name. It's a combination of two tablets. It is used to prevent HIV transmission, hence PrEP. Pre-exposure prophylaxis, and it's just another form of prevention, the prevention arm of HIV management. Studies have shown that PrEP, when used with a condom, is very effective in reducing the transmission of HIV.
Dr. Morgan emphasizes that the pill is for a certain group of people.
Remember, PrEP is not used for the treatment of HIV. It is used to prevent HIV in high-risk groups, such as men who have sex with men, persons who practice condomless sex, serodiscordant couple, meaning one partner is positive, one partner is negative, persons who present consistently presenting with STI, non-HIV related STIs. These are candidates for PrEP, and so the indication is for them.
The medical doctor says that HIV and AIDS treatment and medications in the Bahamas are completely free.
In the National HIV and AIDS program, our pharmacy supplies it to public providers and to private providers.
Okay. And as COVID-19 remains a major concern in healthcare, Morgan says that those who fall into high-risk categories should remain alert and stay up to date on their treatment and medications.
HIV is still here. When detected early, HIV could be treated early, and so that person would not experience opportunistic infections, which are infections that occur because of a depressed immune system, and they won't die. So early treatment means that you live a longer, healthier life.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
A group of young English scholars paying a courtesy call on the Governor-General, His Excellency the Most Honorable Sir Cornelius Smith. The visit done in recognition of their most recent achievement of receiving top honors at the oldest essay competition in the world. That's former students of Palmdale Primary clinching the awards for excellence at the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition.
And at first I was nervous because I was saying there was all these great writers out there who I would be competing against, and I never thought that I would make it this far, because our goal was a participation award from the Queen, but we got higher than that. I got a silver award, and it was very exciting for me.
Palmdale Primary's literacy coordinator, Leanne Forbes, noting the hard work it took for our students to attain this honor.
Inside me, it made me feel so proud for them, because writing is one of those subjects that children may shy away from because of the length and all the thinking, and the processing. And for them to do that during their graduation 6th grade year, I'm so proud of them.
Well, certainly we extend congratulations to those students. As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
I'm Corval Pyfrom. BTC's annual Mission Week highlights our company's commitment to being key partners with our community. On Abaco this year, in observance of Mission Week, we presented 150 tablet devices to students at the Central Abaco Primary School.
We are the telecommunications provider of the Bahamas. It's so important that we can continue to give back in our communities. And, here in the Bahamas, I think our staff, they rally around Mission Week. And Mission Week for us is obviously important for us in BTC and for us as Bahamians giving back in the communities that we serve. But just as a corporate citizen, Liberty Latin America, this is a huge passion for them. To know that we serve in the communities and to be able to give back to those communities in a similar fashion where we are enabling, children to get needed devices so that they can continue to do remote distance education.
Well, right now, before Hurricane Dorian, we had 3,400 children on the island. We are now at 2,500. So a lot of persons are moving home. A lot of families are moving home. And so the need for devices is just so great because every day parents would come up to the office or they would call schools asking if we had, any. And so we're excited to have BTC come and give to our children. The need is, like I said, the need is very great.
Investing in our children's future today will lead to a brighter tomorrow. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corval Pyfrom. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
One of the things that the church must be aware of, that this is no seat time and season for us to get so deep and holy that we can't hail folk who hurting next to us. We can't hail the people in our neighborhood. We can't see how hungry they are. We can't get too deep, brothers and sisters, and so anointed that we forget that if someone hurt you, you gotta forgive them.
Sundays at 8:30 a.m. on ZNS TV 13.
Of year again, and Bahamas Welding and Fire has everything you need to transform your home this holiday season. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Trim the tree, hang the family stockings, and gift some Christmas cheer to those you love. From assorted ribbons, garlands, Christmas trees, wreaths, LED lights, holiday props, stockings, and skirts, BWF has the largest selection of all things holly and jolly. And for Santa's little helpers, from kids' bikes to motorized toys, we'll make all their dreams come true. Our helpful staff is waiting to see you. Shop today at BWF. We have all the top brand name tools and kitchen appliances too. Visit our store on number 13 Wilton Street and see for yourself. BWF. We're more than just our name.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
The past is what drives us, but it is no more. In it, we learn valuable lessons about where we came from. The future is what we aspire to, but it is yet to be written. Thinking about it allows us to plan for a better tomorrow. The present is the only thing we possess right now. It is the moment when we rise to the occasion, so that we stand in the beauty and wonder of who we are, where our strength really matters, because our resilience speaks for itself. We plan for where we are today, a strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were, and now you get to see who we are. We are alive.
COVID-19 attacked our personal and national psyche. We fought back. We adjusted our consciousness so that we could wrap our minds around the impossible and unbelievable things we were going through. But guess what? Nobody escaped. That means there was nobody who was too pretty, too cute, too important, too holy, or too rich to escape the mental trauma and battering of COVID-19. We can allow COVID-19 to destroy us or defeat us, or we can make a decision right now to act in a manner that supports wellness for ourselves and for the nation. So let's act to restore and sustain our personal sense of well-being and our national mental health status. We're all involved. It's that important.
The government's not backing down on its position to not allow the Grand Bahama Power Company's rate increase. Grand Bahama's primary electricity provider has been seeking to hike fees on that island for a while. Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Clint Watson, says the Cabinet subcommittee met several times to discuss the matter, and the decision is no.
The good thing about this is the subcommittee, outside of meeting, they've already met with the Port Authority to talk about this and reiterate the position. The government's position is it will not support a rate increase to any portion of the customer base at this time. All right. Now, we're waiting for the 45-day review period process that the power company is going through, and we will see what their outcome is. It is our hope that it stayed. The committee has been very clear and very vocal in talking to the Port Authority about its position, and our position remains just that. And so we'll wait and see what happens at the end of the 45-day period.
BTC's Mission Week off to a good start. Abaco employees this week partnered with officials of Long Bay School and Friends of the Environment to clean up and plant mangrove, buttonwood, and yellow elder trees at the Murphytown Community Center. The second annual Liberty Latin American Mission Week volunteer initiative aims at contributing time and energy to positively impact communities. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. Outside of our studios, we are under cloudy skies with some light rain showers. Temperature 77 degrees. Relative humidity at 88%. We have east-southeast winds at 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,017.4 millibars. That's 30.05 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We protected you. 75 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Greenville, Key, Abaco, Marshall, Abaco at 73. The Berry Island, 78 degrees. Alistown, Bimini, 77, 78 in Harbor Island, and Roxanne, Eleuthera. Otterstown, Cat Island, 77. Black Point, Exuma at 79. Also, Kemps Bay, South Andrews, reported 79 degrees. In Fresh Creek, Central Andrews, they have a temperature of 80, 77s in Otterstown, Cat Island. San Salvador and Rumkey, Georgetown, Exuma, 81, 81s in Ryegate Island, Clarence Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, 83, Acklands, 83, Matthewtown, Inagua, 84, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas, easterly flow at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. Low tide will take place at 1:11 in the morning, and then tomorrow, Friday, in the northwestern Bahamas, the winds are going to be primarily out of the southeast to south, but they will swing out of the southwest ahead of a weak frontal system that's heading our way. Speeds around 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide, that will take place at 7:31 in the morning, with the low tide at 1:58 in the afternoon. Now, for the central and southeastern islands, east to southeast winds, 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet with caution flags in place. And as we take you into Saturday, the winds are going to blow out of the northeast at 15 to 25 knots, very rough seas, 5 to 8 feet. High tide 8:07 in the morning, low tide at 2:36 in the afternoon. For the central and southeast, northeast to east winds, 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
You don't need no affirmation from nobody, no, sir, no, on your body, confidence and sex appeal, every now I catch a feel, the way I bounce and stick it, I don't work the bumper right there,
That's going to do it for your international temperature, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, the extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Although public schools in New Providence have not yet returned to face-to-face instruction, ministry officials are working to ensure that when that time comes, school campuses are ready for students' return. Minister of State for Education Zane Lightbourne recently toured schools that are undergoing extensive renovations.
The purpose of the tour is to have the stakeholders present, the project managers and contractors, to see the timing of the possibility of school opening and the extent to which work has been completed or is being done. We want to make sure that we are all in agreement with the relevant stakeholders, unions and others, to make sure that we can give the public, the students and the parents, a general idea of when we can expect them to be back in school.
And as for when face-to-face instruction resumes,
I would like to say that before this particular school year has ended, we would be able to make some of those determinations. I must say that it is incumbent on us to wait for health to determine that. And some schools will, in my estimation, have to open before others. We want to use that particular estimation properly, wisely, and then make alternative suggestions. Also, in cases where we don't see that happening at a physical structure, like this one, where the extension of the work may be beyond the timeline.
For Ed Talk, I'm Adama Williams.
Want to stay in the know? Subscribe. Text 819-BMOE. That's 819-2663. Remember to like and subscribe to our social media platforms.
Super value and quality supermarkets have all your favorite brands and no limits. Seabass tuna, VAT-free, 5-ounce, 2 for $1.90. Quaker grits, VAT-free, 5 pounds, $3.79. Rainbow evaporated milk, VAT-free, large, 2 for 99 cents. Robin Hood flour, VAT-free, 5.5 pounds, $3.99. 15 VAT-free items in this week's specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
New year, new time. Watch Conversations with Christ every Sunday at 10 a.m. And I'll tell you why. Because God said 1,000 years is like a day for me. And that's why you could have a thief on the cross pray for just a few seconds and get forever, and get forgiveness, and get eternity. So every single Sunday for 30 minutes, we're going to praise God together. So every Sunday at 10 a.m., Conversations with Christ.
It's a part of all of our lives. ZNest TV is where we go for information,
entertainment, and enjoyment. ZNS is there with something for everyone. ZNS TV, a part of our lives for 40 years. BK Nassau and Pepsi want to bring you a fun day on us. Upgrade your favorite combo and get a chance to win great prizes like staycations at Atlantis or Baja Mar, powerboat adventure excursions, or a Blue Lagoon dolphin encounter. You can also win a relaxing day at Sandy Toes or a VIP movie experience at Fusion. Upgrade your combo at any of Burger King Nassau's 7 locations and enter to win online at bk242.com. Win fun days with Pepsi and Burger King, where taste is king.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
This portion of the news brought to you by Genuine Care, keeping you home while you're away. This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. Yes, we are coming to you from the Atlantis Resort, where this coming weekend is the inaugural tip-off for the ladies' version of the Battle for Atlantis right here in the Imperial Ballroom. But also coming up this weekend is the local National Sports Hall of Fame banquet. That is scheduled for 3 o'clock at the Baja Mar Resort. Bringing remarks last night during a welcome reception was the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boley.
Privilege for me to be in my first term as the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture with the class that is going in for 2021. I can truly say I know most of the class prior to me coming in this position. I know them from in their prime time playing. I watched some of them. Some have grown me up. Don't mind me. I'm still much younger than plenty of them. Jenny, you laughing? You know, so I could say Cora was like an aunt, and Joe was like a father. You know, so you know, Oral was right there. I never played volleyball against Oral, but he played basketball. But I watched him. So you know, Ernestine was right there, the big horse. So. This is a class that I am privileged to be the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, to be the lead watching this class going and getting the honors that is due to them. Because they truly were there in those days when they were in their prime time and give us an excitement to watch them play, whether it was volleyball, softball, basketball, whichever the sport may be. But at the end of the day, the hard work and dedication that you would have put in.
Once again, the National Sports Hall of Fame banquet is set for 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at Baja Mar Resort, and then at 8 o'clock in the evening is the National Sports Awards banquet as well. Right here at the Atlantis Resort, the ladies' top teams in the United States will all assemble for 3 days of competition. Number 1 in the United States, South Carolina. Number 2, UConn. They are the highlighted team expected here. We spoke with Vaughn Roberts. He's the Vice President here at the Atlantis Resort.
We're very excited for 2 reasons. One is this is the 10th year of the men's tournament. We didn't have a tournament last year, so we're excited to be back this year. And this also is the first year of a women's tournament, so we're very excited for Battle this year. And it's shaped up to be the largest and most successful battle we've had.
You're getting off with a bang with the women's tournament. The number 1 team in the country, South Carolina. The number 2 team in the country, UConn, with the National Player of the Year.
Yeah, very excited. Again, I said very excited to have the women's team here this year for the tournament. You know, this tournament has been one of the most anticipated early season tournaments for the NCAA. And so to add women's this year and to have the women's basketball play at the level it's playing now here at Atlantis is very exciting for us. The lineup of teams both for women's and men's is pretty strong. And the beauty of that is these teams bring in all of their fans and family to the Bahamas and to Atlantis. And so this year, as I said, will be a record year for Battle.
Two Bahamians that have played in the battle for their respective colleges, Buddy Hield with the Oklahoma Sooners and DeAndre Ayton with the Arizona Wildcats, and now suiting it up in the NBA, playing last night. Ayton recording his 100th double-double of his career in 186 games, which is the quickest to that mark in franchise history. He had 19 points on an efficient 9 for 13 shooting from the field, and also pulled down 30 rebounds, lifting the Phoenix Suns to their 10th straight win, 105-98 over the Dallas Mavericks. Now the Suns now 11-3 on the season and 6-3 at home, and they play the Mavericks again on Friday in Phoenix. Meantime, Buddy and the Kings lost their 5th in a row in their last 6 games, falling to the Minnesota Timberwolves 107-97. He finished with 16 points on 5 of 17 shooting from the field, and also 5 of 14 from behind the three-point arc. Kings now 6-9 on the season. They host Toronto on Friday. Thanks for watching Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. A busy weekend. If you're a sports fan, you have the National Sports Hall of Fame, and you have the Battle for Atlantis ladies version.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
We've heard it over and over again. Hurricane preparation is key. But aside from making sure you have all the tangible items to get through the storm comfortably, paying attention to your kids, who in most cases don't have the same level of preparation experience, is also vital. Psychologist and CEO of Richardson Psychotherapeutic and Consultant Limited says that it is important to talk to children.
Children aren't really familiar, depending on their ages, of what it could entail and what they need to be prepared for. I would encourage families to have conversations with their kids about just hurricane preparedness, letting them know that the lights may go off, or here's our food supply and why we might have to kind of ration for a few days, or here's our safety plan in case something happens to mommy or daddy. I think it's the parents' job to do this now ahead of time, as we are in the middle of the season, and we've known a few years ago we had a really bad hurricane, and we still have a lot of people suffering from the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder. And so we want to make sure that they are well equipped and informed.
And while it's good to be realistic with kids about the potential harm hurricanes can cause, maintaining composure and being kind and patient with them during the storm's passage will help in keeping them at ease.
Kids feed off of whatever their parents are engaging in. And so they want to make sure that they're trying to keep as calm as possible and realistic as well. So if they are afraid, they can have that conversation with their child, asking them how they're doing, reassuring them that they are doing their best job to keep them as safe as possible. And when necessary, just hold them if they can. Believe it or not, that physical touch goes a long way.
And if the trauma is intense, here's how you know when to seek additional help for your child.
If you notice your kid is reverting in a lot of behavior, that they may not want to eat the same way or sleep in their beds anymore, they always want that constant attention and contact, those are some signs to let you know that the things that you may be doing aren't working anymore, and say they may need some additional help.
Richardson also has advice for adults.
What I would tell them to do is have your coping mechanisms in place. If that is some deep breathing activity, if that is making sure you have your safety plan in place, believe it or not, preparation is key. We find that if people have a plan for what they're going to do when a storm comes or when a storm's approaching, that helps alleviate some anxiety, as well as you may want to reach out to your support team, find your safest place to be.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Digital Media.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
BTC spreading Christmas cheer
to everybody whether far or near.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas round.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Bring home BTC Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle for only $99.99 with 157 channels and 150 megabits of speed per second, and your home will be blazing all year long. This Christmas, make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas.
make sure that your mission is intact. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as a high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private parts. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom. For help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay. And bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
Do you know that one of the main reasons for medication failure is due to non-adherence to medications? It is important that you follow these 4 R's when taking your medications. Right drug, right dose, right time, and right way. Right drug. Remember that each medication is specific for each individual, and what may work for one person may not work for the other. Therefore, you should not share your drugs. Right dose. Taking more or less than what is prescribed by your provider may cause you to either run out of your pills faster, it may affect your kidneys or liver, and it may even worsen your medical condition. Right time. Taking medications when told ensures that you have enough medication in your body to fight off the illness you may have. Skipping doses may lead to drug resistance. Right way. If your medication calls for you to take it whole, with food, or at night only, please follow these directions as there may be side effects. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
New year, new time. Watch Conversations with Christ every Sunday at 10 a.m. And I'll tell you why. Because God said 1,000 years is like a day for me. And that's why you could have a thief on the cross pray for just a few seconds and get forever, and get forgiveness, and get eternity. So every single Sunday for 30 minutes, we're going to praise God together. So every Sunday at 10 a.m., Conversations with Christ.
PrEP is for people who are HIV negative and are at risk of contracting HIV. When used properly, PrEP can provide a high level of protection against HIV, and it is even more effective when it is combined with condoms and other prevention methods. PrEP has been revolutionary for HIV prevention, but not enough people know about it. It is important to spread the word about PrEP and encourage people to have this conversation with their healthcare provider. For more information about PrEP, contact the Bahamas National AIDS Program at 242-604-9060. Get informed. Make the right choice for you.
Public service announcement is brought to you by the Communications Section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training in conjunction with this channel. Log on and stay on. As parents, we will not always be present while our children engage in online learning. Ensure that your child is getting the most from the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training's learning management system. Here are some tips to help you establish your child's online learning routine. Number 1, designate a workspace to reduce distraction. The bed is not recommended. Number 2, each morning, ensure your child is alert and devices are ready to log on. Number 3, periodically check in on your child by calling, texting, or FaceTiming to ensure that they are participating in their online classes. Number 4, communicate with your child's teachers to stay updated on your child's progress and online attendance. Number 5, remember, it takes a village to raise a child.
so you can create a WhatsApp or other social media group with parents to share relevant information pertaining to your child's online education. Education is important. Log on and stay on. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Communications Section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training in conjunction with this channel.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, satellite pictures are showing lots of wet stuff heading into the northwest bombers. That's a pre-fall trough. The front itself is expected to go through by tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, pushing through the capital. Some heavy showers can be experienced around the Bimini, Grand Bahama, and Abaco areas starting tonight through tomorrow. Our forecast for tonight, periods of rain and thunderstorms, particularly in the extreme northwestern Bahamas. Low temperature 73 degrees, and tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a couple of showers, 81 degrees for your high temperature. And the extended weather forecast, we can expect a bit of the wet stuff tomorrow into Saturday, but there's another frontal system, a strong one, that's going to come through late on Monday night, early Tuesday morning. That will bring some chilly temperatures by the middle of the week. We'll see temperatures in the mid-60s.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And as we celebrate our 44th year of television broadcasting, it feels great to be your home. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
You are about to connect with people who are ready to bring you the most open, honest, and revealing life stories. Welcome to Journey TV. Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Journey TV. I'm Erlene Camille, your host, and today I have life coach Shakisha Johnson, who is focused on empowering women to be who they have been called to be. And today's topic is actually identity. Shakisha is going to share with us how her